3, 2, 1. That's gonna kill the editing process. All right.
Do you want to do it again?
Yeah, we'll do it again.
I won't clap.
3, 2, 1. Perfect. Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome to the Marvel VGC behind the scenes podcast. This is episode 1. I am Jake Komensch. I'm the president of Students of S.H.I.E.L.D. We'll just go around the table, starting with my good old buddy here.
My name is James Gans. I'm the president of Video Game Club. Yeah.
My name is Damian. I'm the podcast chair for Students of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Woo!
Hey, my name's Kira Smith, and I've been working on some of the editing behind the scenes.
Yes,
Woo!
Kira is one of our many special guests who we'll be having on this podcast. So we're just going to kind of jump right into this. We're going to start with the first crossover back in fall 2022, which was a long fucking time ago.
That does seem like a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. So I guess we could talk about how this thing came into existence. And I'd start with the very cliched, it all started with an idea, Avengers speech. But that is kind of what happened. I said it as a one-off thing in my presidential election platform. I was like, yeah, no, I kind of want to do a crossover with Video Game Club. It'd be funny if we did a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 tournament. I didn't expect to win the election, and then I did. And then I was like, well, I guess we kind of have to do this now. So in the Video Game Club board meeting, like, the week school started. I think it might have been before classes. Do you remember?
I don't remember this at all.
You don't remember this?
No.
Okay, this was at the Hub. We were underneath the High School Musical stairs. For those who go to Penn State, you know what I'm talking about. And we're sitting there like, oh, yeah, this would be really fun. And I think Ryan's the one who said, oh, we could call it Marvel versus VGC, which at first was a reference to Marvel versus Capcom. And then I realized like a year ago, there was a comics line called Marvel versus DC. So it works on both sides. And I'm going to pretend like that was on purpose. So I don't think we even knew what we were doing for it besides Marvel vs. Capcom until like a month before the event. And I was like, oh, it'd be really funny if we did a game show. And I'm like, oh, Family Feud. That's like the big thing. Pit two teams against each other. And then I spent like a month trying to put that together. And I'm going to be honest with everyone in this room and watching this podcast. If you like doing Family Feud for club, you hate your officers. You must really hate them, because I must have spent a good 8 hours in Willard on a weekend doing the math for this stuff, trying to find which of the 45 questions worked. And it was like 32 of them, and I needed 30 to make the games work. If Ryan ends up getting on, he can explain, because we were talking about it the other day. He and Julia were like, no, I feel really bad, because they just saw me suffering and they couldn't help because they didn't know what to do.
I also saw.
You did see that. Yeah, this was back in Willard 371 when people went to that room for studying, which we don't do, and we're not allowed to, so we don't do it.
Anyway,
Yes.
I think another reason why the crossover kind of happened was just because of you and Jordan. I mean, you were on our board, and especially after the last president, who, no offense to them, we just didn't really do like fun events. Like we did. By fun, I mean, at least right now, the way that we do VGC events is we want it to be casual enough to like where anyone can do it. But what we were doing before was like a Smash tournament where all the Smash people would like beat the people who have like never touched a video game in their life. So I think with this mindset of like we kind of want to include more people, we were able to do that with Marvel Club because we had so many connections already there.
Yeah.
That we were like, yeah, we definitely think a lot of people in the Marvel Club would really enjoy like that game show part of it, like the Family Feud, the Wheel of Fortune, whatever. And then we would really have people who would really enjoy the like video game tournament, which is the part of it, which we did Marvel vs. Capcom for that first one, and like no one really knew how to play Marvel vs. Capcom.
Nobody did, and that actually made for a great tournament.
Exactly.
I guess I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit just to that tournament, because one of the only memories I have of it, besides losing, is that I remember Eli was like sweeping the Marvel side, and we were all getting nervous. And Joel, who still goes here, doesn't go to Marvel Club anymore, but I miss this guy. He showed up, and he was winning the whole Marvel side. He took the Students of S.H.I.E.L.D. to the finals. And then it was the one game where we did 3 out of 5 instead of 2 out of 3. He won twice and then lost 3 times in a row. It was so heartbreaking. It was a great match. I have them all recorded, actually, so you can probably see footage of it right now. But Joel, if you're out there, I miss you. And I'm glad I was finally able to give you those $5 back from that night. Because Seb needed a sandwich and none of us had cash except Joel. It was this whole thing.
Crazy lore.
Yeah, crazy lore that no one cares about. But no, that night was really fun because it was just people cheering on people they hardly knew and just seeing what happened. But I think one of the defining features of this crossover is the goofy cinematics we do for no other reason than we think it's cringe and funny, and it just kind of works. So I have a screenshot here, and Kira, I want to hear your reaction to all of this here. So this was, oh my god.
This the original message?
This is the original message. Okay, so this was October 7th, 2022. This is 13 days before we have to do the crossover. This is at 11:19 p.m., mind you, which is normally when I went to bed. Now I go to bed at 3 a.m. Holy cow, in all caps. Kira, gamer, I took a shower and had the most insane idea. Please let me know if this is totally impossible and or too much to ask. But what if, for the Students of S.H.I.E.L.D. versus Video Game Club crossover, we made an opening cinematic of sorts? Like, we could recreate the Super Smash Bros. 64 intro and or the Marvel intro using your VFX skills within 2 weeks. Sorry for the text fall. 11 p.m. bursts of inspiration be like that. Pensive emoji. Also, we rented the entire basement of Willard for Among Us next week because someone thought Among Us and then crossover back to back was a good idea.
Who was someone?
Probably Julia.
Yeah, I don't remember doing that, but I remember you did not have a good time.
Yeah, no. Oh, I wasn't
Those
having
2
a good
weeks.
time that month in general. I was checked out. I was not there. So Kira, I wanna know what was going through your head when you received this message.
So, it was pretty late at night. I was already a little tired, and all of a sudden, I keep getting these messages, because it's important to me that you all know that these were sent as individual messages.
Oh wait, were they? Wait, I gotta pull this up.
Kira, Gamer, and Bestie are always separate messages, so...
No bestie in this one, though.
Oh, there was no Bestie.
Not on this one. I think that was
the title.
I think this was like the first time I've ever sent like name gamer bestie. So it's still in the.
This was the beginning.
Yeah,
This
the
was
beginning.
the prototype of that message.
Hang on.
But
Hang
from
on.
that point on, any other time Jake needed anything, I would get 3 messages back to back. Kira, Gamer, Bestie. And
Okay.
that's how I know I'm supposed to do something.
That usually is how I ask people for favors. Although I will say, in this prototype of the name gamer bestie, it's actually all one message.
Oh, it is all one message?
It's just spaced out like it's not, which makes sense. But yeah, so that was that was an interesting time. I remember, I think we finished it like at 5 p.m. the night of the crossover. So this is like 2 hours before we started. And we're like, okay, it's fine. Process it, slap it on a USB, and hope for the best. And I still have the reactions from that original video. And we got laughs where we needed it. I feel pretty happy about it. It's actually, the one that we showed that night is not the one currently on YouTube. We've gone through, this is our 3rd draft we're on, I think. And we're going to be adding a 4th during Endgame, which you guys will see much, much later. So the one now has more balanced audio and slower video clips. And Remy from Ratatouille. Wait, do you not know what I'm talking about?
No.
Don't worry about it. The 7th board member is Remy from Ratatouille. That's all you need to know. Canonically, it will eventually be someone else. Anyways. So now would be the time where we ask Steve and Jordan what they were thinking during this whole thing. But they're not here right now. So we're just going to cut ahead to Family Feud stories. Damian, you told me when we were doing the Best Friends game last semester that Family Feud was like one of your favorite Students of S.H.I.E.L.D. events.
Yes.
What did you like so much about it?
Well, I thought it was easy for competition, and it was very random. We had a lot of good moments, like Alex's moment.
Yes, I'm note to self, add the Alex moment right here. I'm pretty sure it's round 3.
Yeah.
Question 2, 6.5 minutes in.
What is the Alex
That's-
moment?
Very specific.
I've looked at this clip several times. Fun fact, and I guess I was going to say this later, but it's actually in the round 3 intro somewhere.
Really?
It is. We'll get to that later. So basically what happened was the question was name the worst major. And I think there were 7 answers on the board. The top one was math, because of course it was, and then comp sci. Business was somewhere on there, engineering. And VGC got 6 out of 7. And it was Students of S.H.I.E.L.D's turn to steal. And everyone's like, guys, it's English. Because everyone hates Alex, and Alex is the English major. It's gotta be English. And he's sitting there, he's like, no, guys. It's pre-med. Think about it. It's pre-med. So I walk up, and I'm like, all right, guys, what's your answer? And Alex, full confidence, just goes, pre-med. And I'm like, survey says, and it's an X. And I'm like, hold up. And everyone's like quieting down. And English shows up, and the entire team is yelling and punching Alex, and he just pulls over his hood and zips it shut. Because if they got that question right, they would have gone to the...
Fast money.
Well, they would have had a chance to go to fast money. It depends how VGC would have fared on the next few questions. Because I think that was the one round where VGC went to the end instead of Students of S.H.I.E.L.D.
At the points of VGC, and then we'll go. All right, number 3. Alex.
Yeah, because I think... I'm trying to think of specific answers. If I was smart, I would have pulled up the answer pool. I guess I still can. I guess I will, now that I'm actively doing it. Damian, do you remember any specific questions that had interesting answers? Or anyone else that was here? Because I think you were all here that night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember there was a question like, who could beat Goku?
Yes. Oh, that's one of my favorite ones. Because, no one really in the clubs watches Dragon Ball Z except, like, you and Mark.
He actually doesn't watch it.
What?
Wow.
I texted him about this the other day. He's just really into the mobile game.
Hold on. Wait.
Oh my.
This is actually
Mark
insane.
getting called out in the podcast right now.
Yeah, for
I told
reference.
you I was collecting this for data mark.
Fake Dragon Ball.
Shameful.
For reference.
You have the best Dokkan account here.
Mark is a good friend of the Students of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's been on some of the podcasts.
Not a VGC though.
Not VGC, unfortunately. I love him though. But he showed up for a podcast for Ant-Man Quantumania, and when I left to go pick up a pizza for like 5 minutes, he placed a Dragon Ball plush like in my place, meaning he just had it with him. So I just kind of assumed he was a Dragon Ball fan. I guess not.
Well, he's a fan of the mobile game,
He
apparently.
is a fan of the game specifically. He described it to me as it's the same view he has on the Star Wars universe, that he thinks the Lego Star Wars Wii game was a better telling of the story.
No, I mean,
Honestly,
he's right on that, though.
I
That
didn't
Lego-
disagree with him.
Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga is one of the best Lego games that they have Telltale Games has created.
yes. No, absolutely. Okay, I've got some of the questions up here. I'm just going to go through some of the highlight answers here. So this question was, name something you'd want to do as Superman. Number 1 answer is fly, of course. The next one is fuck/threesome with Lois Lane. I had to specifically put threesome with Lois Lane because that was put more than once. Play games, in parentheses, Among Us.
Why?
Again, more than once. Hurt/kill/be killed. In other words, some of you guys need some help.
Yeah.
Name a Smash fighter you could smash. The number 1 answer was Samus, unsurprisingly. It is correct. Also, it was that was the only tiebreaker question we did not use. So no one even had to answer it. But to this day, I kind of always wondered who would win. I don't have the fast money questions on hand, but I know we could do a flashback here. One of the questions was like, name a funny number. 69 was the number 1 answer. I think 420 was actually the number 3 answer. I forget what was in between that. But what Fletcher was the second person to go up, and he said 79. So thankfully, he got just enough points to win, or else Students of S.H.I.E.L.D. would have been pissed.
Dang.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Oh, there was a Pac-Man question.
It's
Once
probably
again,
like, what does Pac-Man eat?
Yeah, what
And
does Pac-Man
Answer number
eat?
3 is D's nuts/dad ass.
Again, more than one person said that. Literal people, no one is safe is
then
answer
it's
number
Pac
4.
nuts,
The
Pac
rest,
nuts.
yeah, the rest makes sense. There was some really interesting movie picks for the worst MCU movie. Thor: Dark World was number 1, which makes sense. Multiverse of Madness was pretty high up, which no, I don't agree with that. Everything else, I guess, kind of makes sense. It's like Eternals and Thor: Love and Thunder, so like all the Phase 4 stuff, and Iron Man 2
is actually not that bad.
Thank you. No, I agree with that.
I hated
Okay,
it
let's not
'cause
get
I
into
didn't
this.
remember
Let's not
it,
get
and I
into this.
rewatched it.
Okay. You're
there was
Marvel Club.
There was the
But
sexiest
no, it's
Mario
not good.
character, but I didn't want to say sexiest, so I said someone whose beauty is greater than that of Princess Peach. Someone put Bowsette and Bowletta, so I just put it all under Bowser. I figured that was fair. Only thing I remember from this question specifically is that when Yoshi came up, everyone's like, ew, and then when Kira, not you Kira, a different Kira, Croc Hands for those who know them, they were like, can I describe them? And I'm like, maybe. And they said, they're the mayor of New Donk City, and they're wearing the red dress. I'm like, oh, that's Pauline. I'll accept that. Something you hate about movie theaters. That we had to try a few times.
I remember that.
It was very specific. That was
I was up there for that one. And
Oh,
I didn't
were
get
you?
it at first.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah, that one was a bit weird.
What was the answer?
Other people /
crying babies.
crowds. Someone said crying babies, and I couldn't accept that because that was the number 2 answer on the thing.
Oh, I said Price. That's what I said.
Someone who could beat Goku. So round 3 was like the meme round. So that was all the funny questions. We got One Punch Man, Sans Undertale, Jesus, anyone, or specifically Josh, who's our social media manager. Oh, here's the worst major. It was mathematics, business, English, comp sci, engineering, all of them, film, and communications. And no 8th answer because it was too weird. Something you probably don't do if you're a part of either club. Get bitches is tied with number 1 along with the sex.
is number 2.
Touch grass is number 3. Socialize / talk to women is number 7.
Damn.
In other words,
The
guys,
sex is just so good.
it is so good. I put that one in there because I'm like, that's funny. The last real question was name a way to make Jake suffer. This is the one I really wanted to talk about because some of these, it's just like, you guys need some help. There's, give him milk / the beverage of the gods. For those who don't know, I've done some weird stuff with milk just for funsies.
Don't ask.
Don't ask.
Don't ask.
Make him play bad games. Okay. Force him to watch porn / Bowser fart sex. Okay. Someone wrote Bowser sex. The other person wrote Bowser fart sex. So I didn't write fart in the answers, but that was one of them.
Who was it? Call him out right now.
I will actually.
I
think
know
I
who it
can.
is.
Do it.
Yeah, here.
It wasn't anonymous,
Take
was
away.
it?
I don't
No.
think it was anonymous. Yeah, I'll try and look it up while I'm doing
Alright,
this
we'll
at
do
the
it
same
later.
time. No. Here, can you just read the rest
Exposed
of
right
them?
now.
Yeah, they got
The
exposed.
rest to make Jake suffer was math or homework. He still suffers with that sometimes.
No, I don't.
Well,
I don't
not-
have
not
math
this
classes.
semester,
Yeah.
sorry.
You're free.
I'm free.
Take away his milk / bread. I didn't know you like bread as much as you like milk.
Because like the Discord emojis.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
true. So, number 1 answer is give you milk to make you suffer. And then
Yes.
the number 5 answer is take away your milk.
Yes, I am
duality of
constantly.
man.
I am constantly in pain over here.
Amogus memes. I'm way too nice for that. No. So there's an answer for it. No.
Yeah, some people just did not answer, and I was kind of like,
yeah.
"Oh, that's nice," but you didn't answer the question. So
The last one, number 8, is not doing the survey properly. Oh, true. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
a way to
Yeah.
make Jake suffer.
yeah, no, I have actually. If you're watching this and you haven't filled out the survey and it's still open somehow,
I don't.
fucking fill it out.
I don't think
Okay,
it's open.
we are not up to the amount of people who filled it out last
If
semester.
you're able to go back in time and fill it out, god damn it, fill it out.
I also just want to say the amount of people that filled this out in fall 2022, 69 people.
A.
It was very nice. Anyways, I have it here. Let's see. Not participating. Superior Jake. I don't know. Trash Talk Luigi. Watching Bowser fart porn. Response number 40. Who is it? Oh. James Hoffman. If you're out there, you know what you've done. And whoever put the other Bowser sex thing, should I look them up too?
No, yes.
Okay, it doesn't. Yes?
Please.
I need a tiebreaker.
Do it.
Okay, we're looking it up.
Maybe it's someone more
I should
relevant.
ping them. I found I found
That's
their.
messed up. James Hoffman is the most relevant person right now.
That's so real.
I don't know.
Tape him to a chair and make him watch porn is one of them. Bowser sex. Here it is. Answer number 39.
Wow.
Yeah, right next to each other. They're probably doing it together. Matthew Hugh. Wait, is it the same guy? I think this one might be one of the doubles.
I don't know.
No, it's a different guy.
Yeah.
No, it's a different guy. They're just. Who did I say before? Joe. I said James, not Matthew. I'm so stupid.
Hoffman.
My point is James Hoffman and Matthew Hugh. What is wrong with you guys?
Come on.
Anyways, I'm trying to think. Is there, besides, because I know we still haven't got Steve or Jordan here, do we have anything else that we need to talk about with crossover number 1? Any last minute comments, questions, experiences? Oh, I have one, but I'm going to let you go first.
No, I didn't have anything. I just wanted to ask Kira, because you didn't really talk about the editing stuff at all. It's just like, how was the experience of actually editing that intro? Because I haven't watched it in a while, but that intro, it says like that really crazy graphic at the start with the spinning shit.
Wait, the spinning?
So, is
Oh,
that
no,
one or is that
no.
2?
Wait, that's 2.
Oh, okay.
You're thinking
okay.
2. That was me. I could explain that.
Oh, yeah. All right, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But how was editing part 1? And are you scarred now?
It wasn't the worst project I've ever worked on. I've had some really tight deadlines before that have thrown me for such a loop. Yeah, I think I had like 13 days to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
I got weirdly detail-oriented for someone who had 13 days to produce this entire
No,
thing.
it was weird because like you sent me a message like, hey, can I say this? And it was like from my perspective. So Kira wrote, hey gamers, Jake here, and then had a list of things that she needed. And it was like, you were very specific. It was like a pose, another pose,
that's
and a
right.
close-up so that we
Yeah.
could edit around them.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I needed... You took the green screen pictures of all the officers, which, thank
Yes.
you for doing that.
Fun fact, we don't need a green screen anymore because I found out that this Samsung Galaxy S, whatever number it is, I'm not sponsored, so I don't care. There's like a lasso tool in this basic gallery thing, so I can just lasso people. So like all of the people that you saw later, so like not in round 2 because we still did green screen for that, but in round 3, that was just using a phone. We didn't need a green screen. So Trevor, if you're watching this, I can give it back to you if you want.
Yeah, I did most of the first part of it. I think it was actually Trevor who did the video compilation in the middle of it, right? Or who was that?
I think Trevor did the
Where the two videos
rows.
are like...
He did the 2 scrolling rows
Yeah.
and the and the McWaluigi.
right.
No, I did the McMullet.
Yeah,
I did that.
the spinning and
No, I did the,
You did
the
that?
spinning
Okay.
into it. But the like compilation of like the gameplay and stuff in the middle, I did not do that part.
Yeah, the compilation of all like the I think the top row is Students of S.H.I.E.L.D, bottom row is VGC. Those are just pictures that some of the members
It
sent
was
us.
random media.
Yeah, I guess is like a mascot for the VGC. It's just a crudely drawn Amogus, but he's green and has a white background. Specifically, it's a square white background.
Jake
It's
put
not
it on screen.
Yeah, put it on screen. Everyone say hi to
Iron.
I love you. Anyways, and the other side was our dear friend McRae, whose face is on top of Waluigi. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was made before this.
Way
right?
before. That's something from high school from her.
In other words,
Really?
she was ready for that. So we just did that because we thought it was funny. I think it worked.
No, it does.
Yeah.
For your first intro for like a shitty crossover event.
Hey.
It was part of my crossover event too. So.
Yeah, it wasn't shitty. We had a great
For
time.
what we had, no, it was good for what we had.
Yeah.
But
Oh, you just mean video?
Looking back compared to like what we're doing now, it's shitty. No offense, Kira.
Honestly, I think it's the perfect amount of cringy high school college video project.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Because I think that's kind of the mood we go for,
Oh,
anyways.
yeah, for sure.
We're not trying to win any Oscars. If we were, God help us.
Something has drastically changed in the industry if we're winning anything.
Sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Once you sent me like the template of what format you wanted it in, he sent me a YouTube link to the original intro that we were making a spin-off of. I just downloaded that as an MP4 file and uploaded it into my software so I could follow everything frame by frame. So all of those cuts are frame by frame cuts. Like,
They
they're
are,
exactly
yeah.
the same place they switch. Especially for the cinematic bits in the actual video of you guys
with
fighting.
me and
like,
Jordan.
With you getting
yeah.
the hammer at the first scene, all of the cuts are the same cuts that they were in the original version. And at the very end, even those like little quick ones.
Yeah, no.
And then my quickly added in SFX lightning that I just kind of threw in for
I
you
actually
guys.
love that detail. Like, you can definitely see it's just like, you know, basic VFX, but I think it's awesome.
There's
I
a
like
little
that part.
preset lightning thing in my software. I was like, I might as well throw this in here. What other project am I going to use this on?
Yeah, no, oh my gosh. There are actually a few bloopers from round 1 that we haven't ever shown. I don't know if we're gonna tape them onto the back of this. I mean, we can if we want.
It's the behind the scene thing. When
Yeah.
else are you going to show the bloopers?
It's literally just me throwing the hammer and the full like 90-second clip of Steve walking around Old Main trying to get that 360 of me and Jordan. So yeah, no, me and Jordan, we just kind of sat there going like this for a good 90 seconds as Steve just slowly walked around.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, that was great.
I'm sure people would like to see that.
Yeah, no. And there's also a clip, because you guys know Steve, he likes to just start videoing me while I'm explaining
Yes.
what I'm supposed to do. So, like, there's a video of me talking to him, not realizing he's recording me. And I'm like, yeah, so, like, I'm thinking we do this. And he's like, and I'm like, are you recording? And he's like, oh, actually, I have one other story before I get to the final thing I wanted to say. While I was recording, because we did this, actually, I have to check my phone messages because I was getting spam called by our friends at game night because I was recording and they're just like, hey, come to fucking game night. I can play the audio later. It was October 15th, so we had 5 days to record all the in-person bits. And they're calling me like, come to game night. I don't care if you're doing homework. They sent me like a 2-minute message. I'm like, guys, I'm filming. So we wrap it up within like 30 minutes. I run over to my friend's apartment, and then they leave after like a half an hour because everyone like got so drunk. And I'm like, dudes, So the host felt bad and he gave me a bowl of spaghetti, but like I was still kind of pissed. So for those of you that were there that night, guys.
Did you not enjoy yourself for the little bit you were there?
Oh, I did.
I was having a blast.
I had a great time watching Tony, another Marvel Club member, yelling about how he was... Oh, not the captain. Yes, no, he is the captain now. He spent 2 minutes trying to say that, but no one would let him because he kept getting cut off.
Doesn't sound like he was the captain.
No, he was. I'm pretty sure he won. I forget what the game was.
It was, I forget the exact one, but it was like a secret roles game.
Something like that.
I was too good at that for the state I was in.
Anyways, I guess the last thing...
what is the last thing? We should probably wrap this one
I
up.
shaved down to a mustache for this, and I will show the clip of me revealing it to the club for the first time, because it was basically just everyone go like, oh, yeah!
Alright guys, you better enjoy this. I shaved down to a mustache first. Alright.
And then when I showed my friends, so like my friend Evelyn and also Kira, because I think we walked down there together because we were finishing up the last little bit of the video, I was like, hey, can I take my mask off? She's like, yeah, go for it. Because I didn't want anyone to see it. I take off my mask and I just hear an, oh my God. I suffer for these bits, and I just want to let you know that because I had to wear that mustache for 2 weeks so I could be Luigi for Halloween. It was worth it. I regret nothing.
I was a fan.
Thank you. It's like you, Tony, and no one else.
Oh, well.
I had my back to you as you took off the mask, and I turn around and all of a sudden I see it, and that was an involuntary reaction. I did not say that to be mean. It just left my body.
Anyways, I think the camera's about to run out of
Yes,
juice. So is there any last minute things we need to say? Or we said everything. This is the last time we'll talk about round one.
Thank God.
I had a great time.
Thank you, Kira, for joining us on this part of the podcast. You probably were one of the more influential people on that project specifically.
Because we didn't have a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. It was so small. So.
I kind of just called officers and like, hey, I need a video clip of you.
No, but it was really cool. It's cool that we're making stuff past it now.
Yeah.
So
This is the part where I'd like award you with something, but I don't have anything. So maybe after Endgame. Maybe after Endgame.
Yeah, maybe.
What? Are you,
What?
No, what? You
Huh?
looked around like you had
A
something.
half-filled.
Yeah.
Oh my
Your
god,
gamer shit.
congratulations.
My own Baja Blast.
We should give all our guests some sort of
50% of a Baja Blast. I've never been honored more. Thank
We
you
treat
guys.
our editors
How much-
You can
well.
have it right back.
All right.
And cut it.
Hey guys, gals, and non-binary pals. This is Jake. Post-editing stage. There was one thing we forgot to mention. So while we were doing Family Feud in Will 62, there was an exam going on in the room next door. So about like half a round in, they came in and were like, "Hey, we're kind of doing an exam. You could keep your mouth shut." So if you look back in the Family Feud footage and you see me going like, "Guys, please shut up," that's why. So we got yelled at. I'm pretty sure that's actually the last thing now. Okay, bye. Hi guys, it's post editing Jake here. I realized I forgot to talk about Jordan's very brief clip that's shown. If you look at the calendar very closely, you'll see it's counting down to the crossover, right? And it says busy, 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 busy. There's one section that says bussy. That's all. I remembered this in the middle of the night and I needed to tell you.
Wife! Well.
Where everybody go?